It is an absolutely insane day in the world of Magic the Gathering. What else can we say with the gigantic sweeping changes that Wizards of the Coast is about to make? Now, in today's video, we are going to discuss these changes. Everything from MSRP returning to Magic, we're talking about Universes Beyond becoming part of Standard Legal, and what this means to the players. Stick around, guys. We have so much to cover. I don't think most people saw this one coming, but it doesn't mean we're not excited to talk about it. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today. A reminder before we start today's video that if you enjoyed hanging out with the Moxman, if you enjoyed and liked the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bell. I put out new content every single day. Now let's dive into this, guys. I got notes today. I got everything because the changes we're talking about are not something most people would think was coming down the pipeline, but they are huge. They are sweeping. It is changing things up in a way I didn't think was ever going to happen again. Let's start out first with the idea that MSRP is coming back. A lot of players hated when MSRP left. It left this whole black hole of where the value of cards were going, how much these cards were worth, what we could expect to pay for a booster box. And it's been years in the making to finally get MSRP back. But let me share this with you. Hang on, take a look. So the first thing I want to show you guys is at the top of the page here where it says Play Booster Pack for $5.25. A collector booster for $24.99 and a starter collection for $59.99. You can see the Jumpstart booster is $5.49, a bundle is $49.99, and a beginner box is $29.99. That is for MTG Foundations. And at the bottom of the page it says, Foundations is a special set, and as such will have a distinct MSRP. We have intentionally suggested a lower retail price for Foundations to make it a better on-ramp for newer players. Aether Draft and other Magic IP sets will have the same MSRP we would have listed for Bloomburrow and Duskmoor in the House of Horrors. Okay, now if you go to the second part there where it says Innistrad remastered products will have these MSRPs. Play booster packs are going to be $6.99 US. A collector booster is $29.99 US. Additionally, MSRP for Aether Draft will have the following. Play booster packs are going to be $5.49. A collector booster is $24.99. A commander deck is $44.99. And then you have the bundle for $53.99 and a specialty bundle for $79.99. Now, when you ask other players how they feel about having MSRP come back, I'll tell you right now, it was a resounding hurrah. It gives you an anchor, a focal point for what you can expect to pay when you go into a retailer. It doesn't mean the retailer has to charge that price, by the way. They're still allowed to make their own adjustments. It's a free market. But when you know what the MSRP will be, it does kind of lock you into a certain price point in your brain. So when you're shopping around, you have the ability to say, no. The MSRP is kind of supposed to be this. I can take that price and multiply it by 12 and that's what I should have paid. Now, I think the MSRP is actually high. I think it's a little bit higher than I would have liked to have seen, but I can't knock the idea of finally having an MSRP back. I think it's an excellent thing to have. I think it gives us something to actually look at and base our decisions on, knowing that's what the MSRP is coming from the business, coming from Wizards of the Coast. They're saying this is what you should be charging roughly for this product, and that's the suggested retail price. Guys, an amazing development for players who have been begging for MSRP to finally come back to the ball game, and it's great to see. Now, that's not all though. Let's talk about this next one, okay? We have to focus Universes Beyond. Now, the idea of Universes Beyond was always kind of a funny thing, right? You have all these crazy things like The Walking Dead, and we had Fallout, and we had Warhammer 40K. But starting in 2025, we are going to literally have them all as standard products. They are going to be able to be played in standard everywhere. Just standard legal, commander, all that. It's going to be there. Now, this is an amazing development as well. Think about how easy this is going to be to understand when you buy a random Magic the Gathering booster pack from somewhere. You want to build a deck. And you say, well, where am I allowed to play these cards? And somebody says, oh, you can only play it in Modern. Oh, what's Modern? Oh, you can only play that one in Vintage. Well, what's Vintage? Think about how much it costs to play in some of those formats. But knowing that all Universes Beyond products starting in 2025 intentionally in 2025, which means no Lord of the Rings. I know I wish we could go back and bring Lord of the Rings into the fold, but the idea that we can at least, going forward with all these Universes Beyond products being standard legal, it is a very, very strong showing that Wizards of the Coast is focusing on standard and wants to bring it back as the mainstay for players to play in. This, again, is not a development I'm going to knock. I like the idea of knowing that when you go to buy a product, there's no confusion about where you can play it now. You're just going to be able to play it. Now, yes, there'll still be special guests, which won't be standard legal. You may get cards from Commander inside of a collector box. Obviously, you can't play that Commander card in standard if it's a Commander card only. But the idea that the general packs you open now in each of these sets, you're going to be able to play them. That's a really good thing. And the idea of Spider-Man facing off against the Lord of the Pit, or Wolverine going off against some other crazy magic creature like a Sarah Angel, we will get used to that. The game is evolving and changing. And the idea, though, that you're going to be just standard legal is a really good thing. Now, we're not done there yet, guys. This is not over. I know we have so much to talk about today. I want to share some of these new things that are coming up. So take a look at this. So here we have the release schedule for 2025. We have Aether Drift, followed by Tarkir Dragonstorm. Then we get Final Fantasy. That's right, guys, Final Fantasy. Then we jump over to the Edge of Eternities. We follow that up with Spider-Man, and then we get UUB, like an unannounced set that they don't want to tell us what it is yet. But this is where things get a little more confusing for players. And I don't mean to confuse you. I'm not trying to throw you off the game. But there are your 6 standard release sets. Because remember, we used to have a lot less. Now, all these Universes Beyond products will be standard legal. Now, I'm sure they've gone through the effort and the conceptual idea that these cards all have to synergize together and work together in these massive new release schedules. Because the one thing you probably noticed that I noticed is when you looked at that release schedule, they're all 2 months apart. 2 months. 12 months, 6 releases. That is 60 days between release. That is a very crowded schedule. And if 2024 was any educational video, it told us in that educational video that they add more releases in. You notice they didn't tell us about upcoming secret layers. They didn't add all the Commander products that'll come out to add to these products. They didn't tell us about any hidden products like they've done in the past, right? We're going to see things like MTG Foundation sets suddenly appearing. We are going to have other products that they have not announced to us. And that is something that does bother a lot of players that we don't get to know everything coming down the pipeline. But we as consumers will have at least the option to choose where to spend our money. Remember, there's only one wallet from us players. Only one amount of money we spend from our wallet. And we will dole it out among the products that we think are most worthy of our money. And Wizards of the Coast will have to decide on what to do with it. Now, I know the Aether Drift is like that multi-car race. I expect Final Fantasy to be a huge hit. I think Marvel's going to go off the wall now because of the ability of the Universes Beyond making it standard legal. This is a whole new level that we probably didn't expect to see come this way. I know I didn't. But I'm not going to knock this idea. As much as I wish I could just come down and pan on it, I'm looking at the ideas, and I think it's great. I think it's going to make it easier for new players to understand where the cards can be used. MSRP gives us a direct line to what pricing should be. We are going to see cards that are able to be multi-fit into multiple sets. The card pool will be so big and standard that it's going to be massive for us to be able to choose new constructed decks that you have a whole variety of different decks to play against, hopefully, if they can broaden out the card pool enough. Now, I know we have a little bit of a drawback because they are at the end here, at the end of the video here, guys. Let's not forget that they are going to change the rotation of sets leaving to the seasonal rotation, which means we're going to have things like Bloomborough and stuff rotate out January of 2027 instead of like later in the season, and that's fine. A few months earlier, not going to be the end of the world, but they are doing this change up probably because they have so many sets they plan on releasing now and tying into Universes Beyond products. That's not really a bad thing. It's just a change up, and we'll get very used to that as the years go by, assuming they carry this type of formatting that long. We know that if things don't work out, they're willing to change it up again, just to throw a monkey wrench in there to see what we do. Either way, this is massive sweeping changes. I want to know what you guys think. You need to slam down some comments in the comment section. Share this video around because these types of changes are going to just It just shows how important Standard is going to become to the player base out there. And yes, we're going to have sets directly made for the veteran players. You're going to have like the, the Modern Masters style sets, but you'll know those are coming for the modern players. You'll have cards meant for vintage play from those special, the Master Series sets that are just meant for those. They are really kind of making it for the different player bases that really dive into different formats. They're going to make it easy to understand. At least on paper, that's what it looks like to me. But maybe I'm missing something. You guys will let me know. I don't consider this all bad. I consider this a good step forward. The MSRP I love. I can't help it, guys. MSRP. Anyway, drop some comments. Let me know. I look forward to seeing this, guys. I will see you tomorrow with another video. This is a big one. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great one. MSRP is coming back, and it's brought to you by the patrons of my channel. That's right, guys. Because of you, MSRP has been brought back by Wizards of the Coast to make sure we know what we're supposed to be paying for Magic cards. I mean, if it wasn't for MSRP each and every day, daily uploaded content. Wait a second, I'm off topic. What happened? Oh yeah, this is because of the patrons and the YouTube membership members that daily uploaded content happens. I'll see you all tomorrow with another video. Well, welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. The Ramble and the Jamble. You've made it past the Yellow Brick Road, the Flying Monkeys. The witch had a house land on her, and her toes all curled up, and she got sucked under the house. And it's all because of Universes Beyond. How many more people will show up? Because there is a Marvel fan, a superhero fan in that family, and the kids want to play, and they see their parents playing, and they try to group in a new audience. Just like with Bloomborough, with younger audience kids coming out to play, we may see that now with Marvel, and it may go a whole different route. This could be a very exciting cross-promotional thing, and we may see it going forward a long time. Guys, how do you feel about this? It blows my mind. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to nail this one. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's brilliant marketing, great conceptual idea, and if they can carry it through properly by showing a little bit of R&D development and card synergy, along with a larger base of cards to make more deck ideas. So you're not stuck playing the same deck to face off against the same other deck. I want to see more variety in Standard, but man, this could be something else, guys. You let me know. This is just nuts. It's awesome. It's awesome. And one other thing before I go, that the idea of that Aether Drift set, I don't like it. No, I just don't see it, guys. Edgar Markov coming back and remastered Innistrad is a smart play. He's a very expensive card. It's smart play.